Hey everyone, welcome back to Personal PT. I'm here to help you treat yourself, and today we're going to focus on all things shoulders. I see so many patients who come in to see me with shoulder pain or just doesn't feel right, or they've actually had some trauma to their shoulder. I have a lot of treatment tools to help you release the tension, stabilize, and then add some stretches. The idea is we want to get that shoulder situated in the right alignment and then get the right muscles working and stabilizing so that your shoulder feels stable as you're moving. The shoulder is the most mobile joint in the body, so it can be complex to treat, but if you're able to take some of these tips and treatment techniques, you're going to help feel those benefits right away. So the first part that I work on with patients, mostly with shoulder pain, is actually doing release work first, because I want to release the tension to optimize how the shoulder is functioning. So what you need is a racquetball. I have two kinds. They're different densities. I actually have my patients check which one they like. If you don't have a racquetball at home, use what you got. So if it's a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, but eventually get a racquetball or a smaller ball, because these shoulder muscles are smaller, and so you want to be actually able to sink into the areas that are specific to get to those smaller muscles on your shoulder blade. The first place that most commonly is tight and tender on people is actually right behind your kind of armpit area. So I'm going to turn around. So I've got my shoulder blade, this triangular bone on the back of my body, and I'm actually going to sneak my hand right under my armpit, take the racquetball, and place it right on that shoulder blade area. I'm going to put that racquetball against the wall, and I'm going to use my legs going up and down, side to side, and I'm looking for any tight, tender areas. And so once I find one, I'm going to rest on it. So I found a trigger point for me, a sensitive spot, or it can feel tight. And I'm not going to crank on these tissues. I actually want to be soft with them. So if you need to, I recommend 3 to 4 out of 10 on a symptom scale or less. If your feet are away from the wall and you're really pushing into the wall, you're going to have more pain. So I'm going to bring my feet under the wall to decrease some of that tension and pressure, so that I can tolerate it and those muscles can relax. And I'm waiting for those tissues to soften. Either the symptoms decline, say from a 4 to a 2, they might not go away completely, or you physically feel the tissues soften, or you wonder if you're on the spot anymore. Those are all signs that the tissues have softened. So at that point, I'm going to wait for it. And I've gotten my softening. It can take up to 90 seconds. Be patient. The more you do this, the quicker you'll find your release. The third step is you're going to interlace your hands, and your other arm is going to do all the work. My right arm is along for the ride. So I'm going to basically lift my arm back down and to the side, back down. I'm looking for the angle that brings that spot back to life. Okay, so where I can get into the tension again? I'm right there. That's where my tension increases, and I'm going to go down and out of it. So I'm going to go up and down. And as I move, that tension's releasing. I'm able to get a little bit higher, a little looser, and more flexibility. Okay? And you can do that 10 to 15 times. You can even go into the tension and hold it and get that tension to release, and then work at that spot. But find the angles that are right for you and for your shoulder, because that is where the true gift of this is finding that particular angle. Our tissues aren't just 2D, they're 3D. We've got to check different angles, different motions. Another thing you can do is you can check your shoulder beforehand. Like say you were having pain going this way, pain at about 90 degrees. That's pretty common. Do the trigger point work, and then recheck it. Is it better, worse, or the same? If you feel like you've got more motion, less pain, you know that trigger point is having an impact on your shoulder function. Again, the steps are: you find the trigger point, you let it soften and release, and then you add your movement. Check out my other videos for shoulder release work, stabilization, and training. Thanks.